When we think of power, strength, sheer physical force, what typically comes to mind are storms or maybe avalanches with tons of thundering snow falling down the side of a steep mountain with the irresistible force of a locomotive. In an instant, an avalanche can sweep away everything in its path. However, there's something even more powerful than an avalanche, and that's a glacier. Although glacier doesn't move as fast as an avalanche, it can be slow, inching forward a few yards in the course of an entire year. But glaciers are enormous. They can be a mile wide and hundreds of feet thick. A creeping river of ice that can move boulders like matchsticks and grind smaller rocks to powder as fine as granules. But there is something even stronger in nature, and that would be a flower, like the avalanche lily and the glacier lily. Each spring, as the snow begins to melt in the high mountains, these tiny flowers push their slender green stalks upward through the softening ice, through the wintry crust, and into the warming sun. No wonder flowers are the symbol of springtime and hope, because there have always been empires that established their rule through sheer raw power and military domination, like the Nazis with their stormtroopers icy cold and unyielding. But they were no match for the power of one small man, no match for the purity and simplicity of the vision of Norbert Chopik, a Unitarian minister who lived in the last century in the city of Prague. There ends the reading. This special service of the Flower Communion was introduced to the congregation of the Unitarian Church of Czechoslovakia by its founder, Norbert Chopik, on June 4th, 1923. Much like the majority of our Unitarian Universalist congregations, Dr. Chopik's congregation was comprised of people from different systems of belief. And for some time, he had felt the need for some symbolic ritual that would bind people more closely together. However, he knew the format had to be one that would not alienate any who had forsaken other religious traditions. The traditional Christian communion service with bread and wine was unacceptable to the members of his congregation because of their strong reaction against the Catholic faith. So, he turned to the native beauty of the countryside for elements of a communion which would be genuine to them, creating a communion service of celebration for religious liberals. People were asked to bring a flower of their choice, either from their own gardens or from the field or roadside. And when they arrived at church, a large vase stood waiting in the vestibule. Each person was asked to place their own flower in the vase. This signified that it was by their own free will they joined with the others. The vase that contained all the flowers was a symbol of the United Church Fellowship and was later carried up to the front of the auditorium and placed on a table where Dr. Chopik then said a prayer, after which he walked over and consecrated the flowers like these, with these words: "Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessings on thee, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed. to do thy work in this world. After the service, as people left the church, they went to the vase and each took a flower other than the one they had brought. The beauty of flowers lies in their vibrant colors, delicate forms, and captivating fragrances, often symbolizing life's transient beauty and inspiring a sense of wonder and appreciation for nature. Their natural beauty will always draw our attention, but it's their life-giving nature that gives flowers their symbolic power and ultimately reminds us why they're so important to our everyday lives. Flowers have long held a profound significance in human culture, acting as powerful symbols that convey a spectrum of emotions and qualities. Their beauty, diversity, and fragility have made them timeless messengers of human sentiment. From flowers that symbolize love and joy to mourning and remembrance, flowers possess a unique language that transcends verbal communication and explores a captivating subset within the world of flowers. While many flowers are associated with beauty, the rose is often considered the quintessential flower of beauty, representing love and grace, and it's frequently associated with the goddess of flowers, Flora, in Roman mythology. There are other flowers associated with beauty. The lily, with its elegance and ethereal presence, serves as compelling symbol of purity and refined beauty. The lily has been embraced across cultures as an emblem of untainted femininity. In addition to its transcendent qualities, the lily's refined beauty and timeless allure have also made it a recurrent motif in art, literature, and poetry. In various traditions, lilies have adorned religious icons and paintings, underscoring its symbolic significance in connecting the earthly with the divine. Some of you might recall the phrase, "The lilies of the field, they toil not." That comes from Matthew 6:28 and Luke 12:27 in the Bible. The lilies, in their natural beauty and abundance, are used as a metaphor for the care and provision that is offered to all by the divine, regardless of their efforts. The peony, with its lush and opulent blooms, is often regarded as a symbol of grace, embodying qualities of elegance and charm that resonate deeply with perceptions of femininity. Its voluminous, layered petals exude a sense of luxurious beauty, reflecting the multifaceted nature of the feminine spirit. The peony holds cultural significance across various societies. Across different cultures, the peony emerges as a versatile and timeless emblem, capturing the essence of femininity in its many dimensions. In Chinese culture, the peony is considered the king of flowers and is a symbol of wealth, prosperity, and feminine beauty. In Japanese tradition, the peony is associated with bravery and honor, attributing a sense of strength to the feminine essence. The sunflower, often turning its face towards the sun, embodies a radiant optimism that mirrors the uplifting qualities associated with its vibrant golden petals and towering stature, emerging as a powerful symbol of warmth, positivity, and feminine energy. It is a beacon of hope in various cultural contexts because the sunflower's connection to female strength and resilience is deeply rooted in its ability to withstand harsh conditions, reaching for the sun even in challenging environments. In this way, it's often seen as a metaphor for the indomitable spirit of women, symbolizing their capacity to thrive and bloom in the face of adversity. The unassuming daisy, with its simple and charming presence and its pure white petals surrounding a sunny yellow center, convey a sense of purity and youthfulness, embodying innocence in its most natural form. In Victorian flower language, the daisy represented loyal love, serving as a token of affection exchanged between loved ones. Additionally, in folklore, the daisy is also linked to the concept of the innocent eye, reflecting its unspoiled, genuine nature. Because of its common presence in meadows and gardens, the daisy has a timeless appeal as a symbol of uncomplicated beauty, serving as a reminder of the enduring charm found in the purity and simplicity of the feminine spirit. The significance of the flower communion is that no two flowers are alike, but together, the different flowers form a beautiful bouquet, just as no two people are alike here in this congregation. Yet each of you have a contribution to make. So you see, this service is really a statement about community. By exchanging flowers, we show our willingness to walk together in our search for truth, disregarding all that might divide us. When each person takes home a flower brought by someone else, this symbolizes our shared celebration in community. This communion of sharing is essential to free people of a free religion. Now, you may be wondering how this ceremony that began in Czechoslovakia came to be introduced to Unitarian Universalists in the United States. Dr. Chopik and his wife, Maya, met in New York City while he was studying for his PhD. It was when the couple returned to Czechoslovakia in 1921 that his dynamic liberal church was established in Prague. However, in 1940, during a tour of the United States, Maya introduced the flower communion to the Unitarian Church in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Unfortunately, Maya was unable to return to Prague due to the outbreak of World War II. And it wasn't until the war was over that Norbert Chopik's death in a Nazi concentration camp was revealed. When the Nazis took control of Prague in 1940, Nazi court records show that they found Dr. Chopik's gospel of the inherent worth and beauty of every human person to be too dangerous to the Reich for him to be allowed to live. Suppression of freedom of speech. How much of those same things and thoughts exist in our world today? It's risky to be Unitarian Universalists, standing on the 7 principles that we hold dear. It's risky to be LGBTQ+. It's risky to be Black. It's risky to be brown. It's risky to be female in childbearing years. However, the liberal voice and the message of Unitarian Universalism continues to have an important place in society. Dr. Chopik was sent to Dachau, where he was killed the next year during an alleged Nazi, quote, medical experiment. This gentleman suffered a cruel death, but his message of human hope and decency lives on through his flower communion. This service is widely celebrated in most of our Unitarian Universalist congregations because it's a noble and meaning-filled ritual. Just before he was put to death in Dachau, Dr. Chopik wrote this prayer.